Hey guys, Stanfield Coma bringing you a Domination on Dome. Gonna be playing with my Scar with a holographic sight and noob tubes. As I was talking about in my last game, FMG9 Akimbo, really like that. I've got that as my secondary, but I'm not gonna really play with that today. Gonna get a couple of good kills with my bouncing betties. And I'm really liking the setup that I've got with the Scar, although I will say that I will probably take off the noob tubes because, let's face it, in Modern Warfare 3 there just isn't a whole lot of power behind the noob tubes. There's really no splash damage to speak of. They have talked as though they're going to start working on that, but I'm really not seeing that happening. I think there was a lot of complaints and a lot of issues with the way that noob tubes were handled in the last game, and I think that they went the opposite direction with the noob tubes in this game, to where they're really not a huge factor. I'm sure that in the long run everybody will get used to them, and they'll start being used a lot more, and people will start having better luck with them. But right now I'm not really liking them, and I'm not really using them a whole lot. You'll see some games that I'll go ahead and bring them out, but most times not gonna happen. I'm thinking about the shotgun attachment. I'm never really a big fan of that in Modern Warfare 2, but I'm thinking that might be something I try out here in Modern Warfare 3. You know, some of the shotguns have been nerfed. I'm not sure if the shotgun attachment has been nerfed the same way, but if it hasn't, I'll sure try it. The big thing that I want to talk about in this game play was I just wanted to talk about how important communication during a game is. I think one of the reasons that we did so well in this game, and in a lot of games that we play together with me and my friends, is that we communicate really well. We get you see the visual clue there that we're losing Charlie. The green flag Charlie was starting to flash. That means we're losing that one. We may not have gotten that audio clue of them telling us that we're losing Charlie until it was too late. So it's really important that if you see a flag start to flash, that you make it known to your teammates. And that's something is that usually anybody that I'm playing with, like a team that I'm playing with or a group that I'm playing with, we've all got mics and we're all talking to each other, and we will sit there and tell everybody, hey, we're losing C, we're losing B, I'm about to jump on Alpha, I'm about to do this, I'm about to do that. That way you've got people knowing where you're at, what you're doing, so that if they're in the area, they can come out there and help you. Same thing is that if a teammate's not paying attention as well as they probably should be to the screen, and you call out, oh hey, we're losing Charlie, and that teammate realizes, oh, I'm right by Charlie, all of a sudden, instead of a 5 to 10 point loss of points that you've got, that teammate's got to defend, and y'all are still winning the game. And that's something that's really big. I've been on a bunch of teams and a bunch of games with randoms that haven't been talking, and that's I've really seen that there is some differences there, that in playing those teams that are really communicative and really good about that, they really get in there and they start really working you hard. They will dominate you. They will set up, you know, little areas that you know, basically spawn trapping you or something along those lines, and they will do a really good job of defending points because they're talking to each other and they're telling each other that, hey, we're losing this point, we're losing this flag, we're doing this, I'm doing this, I'm coming around behind Charlie, in between Bravo and Charlie, I'm doing this, and that sort of deal. And I think that's really important for you as a teammate to let your other people on your team know that, hey, I'm doing this or I'm doing that. I will let my teammates know that, hey, I'm putting out an escort airdrop here. If we're losing and I've got a stealth bomber, it's, hey, I'm putting a stealth bomber on Charlie. I'm putting an escort airdrop over here in between Charlie and Bravo. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Letting my teammate know what's going on, what I'm about to do before I do it. So they're not taken by surprise. They're getting in situations where they can help out, they can do things, and they're moving that direction. That's, you know, in situations like that, okay, I just died there in between Charlie and Bravo. I could tell my teammate, hey, I've got one tango in between Charlie and Bravo moving towards Charlie. And right there, my team knows that, okay, we've got somebody coming in at Charlie. It's just one guy. We'll go in there and we'll sweep through him. And that's something else too. Okay, I'm on Bravo right here. You see that guy? He's right there by Bravo, not even paying attention, just runs away from it. And that's something that's really big there, is if you've got a bunch of teammates that you're talking to and you're discussing things with, you know what's going on in their heads. You know what they're doing. If you're not talking and you're not being communicative, you have no idea what your other teammates are doing, and they have no idea what you're doing. You could be sitting there going for kill streaks. You could be going for kills and not actually playing the objective. You could be camping over there in the corner, and nobody really knows what the heck's going on. And that's really where communication really comes into play in this game and in other game types. You've got to, you know, if you're trying to defuse a bomb, or plant bombs, or something along those lines, and demolition or search and destroy, those game types, it's really good to have your teammate having your back. So you need to let them know that, hey, I'm on Charlie, I'm on Bravo, I'm on Alpha, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, so that everybody has got a good sense, a good awareness of what's going on and what you're about to do, so that if they're in a position to, they might be able to help you out. And I really think that that's a big part of how some of these games are won and lost. True, there's a lot of games that are won and lost by people that communicate really well. There's a lot of games won by randoms that aren't communicating at all. They're just going about doing their thing. There's a lot of objective games that are won where hardly anybody's playing the objective, and it just so happens that you know, they had the flags at the right time. And that's, you know, in my opinion, that's you know, those are, you know, any victory is a good victory, but those are not the norm, so to speak. Those are flukes instead of the statistical reference point. You know, they happen, but they don't, you know, they're not something that you should really go by. I don't know what these two guys are doing. They're losing the game. They're not trying to cap any points. They're just standing around trying to get kills. To me, that says that they're not really paying attention to what's going on. They're on their own agenda. They're doing this. They're doing that, and that's why they're losing. You know, if you had freaking people that were doing what they were supposed to, where they're communicating, they're telling their teammates that, hey, I'm over here killing people and I'm not going for these points, y'all go for it, then they might be in a different situation. Will say that I did kind of start to get frustrated with this other team. Got a stealth bomber. As soon as I sprung it, they sprang an EMP, so nullified my stealth bomber, and my Osprey that was delivering my escort airdrop gets shot down before it can drop a single box. But you know, they were at least keeping me from getting my kill streaks and doing all that. We've got this game wrapped up. The only way that the other team can really beat us is if they came out and just flat dominated. And the way that this other team has been playing, and the way that our team's been playing, the way that we've been communicating, that's not going to happen. See, you heard one of our players has got Juggernaut. He's going to get it here momentarily. Gonna be a good distraction. Get some other people to get some kills. That's pretty much gonna wrap up the game. We're gonna win 200 to I believe 154 and 155 maybe. We're just gonna win the game that way. A good, not a dominating win, but a good win nonetheless. 200 to 158. That was still a pretty good day. So I went 15, 0, and 10. So not bad at all. Wish I'd got my kill streaks. Anyway, please favorite, like, or comment, and hope to see you around again.